Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to another live this morning. And hope you're having a great start to your day, that you had your vitamin C to start. And we'll wait for a few folks to come on here before, you know me, I want to say hello. Brahim, you're up numero uno. How do you get to be first? I'd like to know that. Holly, good morning to you. Nice to have you on with us this morning. Madeleine, bonjour. And Nick from our staff. Sandra, our faithful Nicole, how are you? And Jeanette from our staff, good morning. Laurie, Niagara Falls. And Marin, good morning to you. Maria, Helena, Oshawa, right? Kevin, no, Kevin's from Oshawa. Maria, Zian, our dear friend. Wendy from Markham, good morning. Francis Marie, and Joy, and Rita. Esther, good morning. Alberta is finally warming up. That's what Esther is saying. Yeah, it was pretty cold. And Francis, and Michelle, and I missed one there. Lisa, how are you? Good morning from Newfoundland. Nellie, Judy, Fran, good morning to you. Jeanette from Hearst, Ontario. Sandra, Maine. Windsor, Charles. And Tarada, Jane. Nellie, good morning to you. Donna, good morning, Donna. Park Hill. Laurie, we appreciate you guys. Winnipeg, Claudette. And Samuel, Oklahoma, good morning. And Tennessee, West Tennessee, our dear friend, Dr. McEwen, good morning. Diane, good morning. Gail, Saskatchewan. Bill, Nativity. Another Donna, Bell Valley. Rhonda, help me, Rhonda, help. Deb and Diane, Thunder Bay. Bonnie, good morning. Okay, ready to go? Julie, couple of more and then we'll get going. Carrie, I was waiting for you from Nebraska. Yolande, bonjour. Vancouver, Christine, nice to have you on. Doug from St. Thomas, and our dear friend Troy. Dr. Troy from Newfoundland. Rita, Louise. Okay, thanks guys for coming on. Beata, I like that. Okay, so now for those who are going to listen to this on a podcast, you can't see what I'm going to show you, but you can easily visualize it because today I'm going to talk to you about fat and consuming fat. And healthy fat versus very unhealthy fat, okay? So here I am. I'm showing you, okay, a bottle of pure Crisco vegetable oil, okay? See it? Okay. And that is what we call a PUFA, a polyunsaturated fatty acid. Okay? Sounds complicated, but it really isn't. I'm going to unpack this for you folks so you understand what I'm talking about. There it is. It is vegetable oil. It's actually soybean oil, okay? Which is the most common of all seed oils. They make this by taking the seeds of soybeans. And how they process this is dangerous, and I'm going to show you that. Now, the other thing I'm showing you, and this is frozen, but I hope you can see it. There's a steak that just came out of my freezer. And you'll notice all the fat. See all the fat in there? That's the kind of cuts that I look for And guys, okay, let me just teach you something about fat. Okay? And you know the saying at the Martin Clinic, fat doesn't make you fat. That is very, very important to understand. And this is saturated fat, okay, in a steak, okay? This is saturated. You know what the word saturated means? It means that the fat is happy, okay? Saturated fat is a satisfied fat. It's one way that I remember learning about this. You're talking, 50 years ago, okay? Saturated fat has got a bad rap, but saturated just means the fat is satisfied. It's not looking for anything. It's really a perfect fat, okay? Now, you know, and I know, that saturated fat got a terrible rap 50 years ago, even a little longer than that. Because they kept thinking, and they were wrong, that saturated fat is what was clogging up your arteries. Okay? So saturated fat is found in steak. Eggs, meat, and cheese have saturated fat. And remember, saturated fat is a satisfied fat. It's not looking for any more molecules. Chemically, it is very stable. What does that mean? Well, when you heat up a steak, you cook it, okay? And, for years I heard, it drove me crazy, guys. It drove me mental. Don't barbecue a steak because, you that flame, and it when you get the gristle and the burning on the steak, that's bad for you. It's cancer. And guys, that's crazy as two hoot owls. It's craziness. Where did they get that? Because saturated fat, you learn this in Nutrition 101, is a satisfied fat. When you heat it up, it's not looking for anything. It doesn't get broken down into something else. Saturated fat is very, 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 animal fat is saturated fat. And it's good for you. And by the way, one of the reasons they tell you coconut oil, okay, is not good for you, coconut, is because it's saturated. But it doesn't look for anything. That's why you can cook with it. Okay? You can cook with saturated fat, like butter. Why? Because it's stable. It's stable. It's not looking to change itself. Yeah, like you take butter and you cook it, it will become oil, but it's still saturated fat. It doesn't change chemically. And that's really important. And by the way, you need saturated fat. Your brain is made up of saturated fat. Do you know that you have a protective layer around your heart made up of animal saturated fat? You know what saturated fat does? It makes hormones. Saturated fat transports, we talk about this all the time, cholesterol transports hormones. Saturated fat transports fat-soluble vitamins like Vitamin A is a fat-soluble vitamin, meaning, you see, if you think about this, think with me for a second, okay? Think about this for a second, and I tried to explain this on question and answer the other day. In nature, okay? In nature, you eat your vitamins, okay? See, when you eat a steak, you're eating vitamin A. Remember, vitamin A is only found in the animal kingdom. So when someone tells you I'm a vegetarian, say, I feel sorry for you. Okay? Don't get mad. Just pray that they change their mind. They're wrong. Saturated fat. See, this is the perfect food. Why? You got vitamin A. You got vitamin K. K1 is in the vegetables, but K2, which takes calcium and takes it out of your arteries and puts it into your bones and your teeth, where it belongs, is in this. It's in saturated fat. You understand that? It's really important you understand that, because every day, and I know I'm going to get asked, and because you're going to go online, and going online is a good thing, by the way, okay? Overall, it's very good. It is. I got no problem with it. Except that you're going to get competing voices, and you're going to hear on a daily basis, if you're looking at nutrition online, you're going to get two schools of thought. One of them is, I call it indoctrination. It's not science, guys, because if you talk to a food scientist within 5 seconds, if they go back to what is saturated fat, they learn what I learned. It's a satisfied fat. It's a natural fat found in the animal kingdom. And coconut oil. Coconut. Okay? The other oils, okay? And let me just put up again, okay? I'm going to put up this soy oil. Now, you would think it looks clear, looks healthy, you know. Guys, they add this to make paint. Okay? Because I'm telling you, when you consume this, you are asking for nothing but trouble. Why is that? Because your body does not know what this is. You see, when they make soy oil, it comes from a soy plant, the soybeans, but it's the way they make it. It can be used in industrialized. I mean, you could almost run your car on this oil, okay? Because it's synthetic. Wow, it looks natural. It's all, well, what does this say? Pure vegetable oil. Pure means it's pure garbage. Your body doesn't know what this is. It's like margarine, okay? And by the way, Crisco, I don't know if they still are, Procter & Gamble were the culprits, okay? You remember Crisco? Okay? The solid oil that was hydrogenated. Hydrogenated means they add a hydrogen molecule and it becomes a hardened oil. But even when they make this, they add hexane, a chemical, to extract it. Now, what does that do in the body? What does that do to you? When you have margarine, by the way, have you ever tried this? Take out a tub of butter, and when it's summer, and put margarine, open up a tub of margarine, and watch before your eyes bugs. They're smarter than we are. They won't go near margarine. They don't like margarine. They got instincts. They go, that ain't butter. But they'll go to butter. They'll go to butter. They're smarter than human beings are. Because we like shortcuts, you see. This oil, vegetable oil, is looking for something. It's looking to add. And soon as you heat it up, it changes. It changes. If it's hydrogenated, that ain't good. And one of the reasons, okay, let me break this down. This oil compared to this fat, okay, so I'm showing the steak and the soy oil. This fat, when it is heated up, okay, when you make a steak, saturated fat is very, very good for your arteries. It's it makes your arteries nice and slippery. It doesn't clog them up. It makes them nice, and that little endothelial layer, the Teflon layer, it makes it slippery. Not this stuff. This soy oil, what it does, once it's heated up, okay, once it's heated, it is very easily oxidized. Do you know what I mean by that? It creates a lot of free radicals. It oxidizes. It rusts out in a hurry, and that's what it does inside your body. Now, there's another thing that I brought to you in my book, the Reset book. I talked about this. Here's the question. I want you to think along with me for a minute here. And if you've read my book, you already know the answer, but I want to bring it out to you this morning. Okay? Now, why did so many people die and get lung cancer, especially lung cancer, from cigarette smoking? Okay? Why? What does cigarette smoking do? Yes, it creates free radicals. It oxidizes the blood vessels, the capillaries, and that's why smokers were in deep trouble for almost everything. And the number one killer used to be lung cancer. You know what the number one killer in terms of cancers is today in North America? I'm waiting. Lung cancer. Why? We changed the fats. We went from eating saturated fat in bacon and steak and eggs and cheese, dairy fat. We went fat-free. But when they cook fast foods, they cook them in this oil. Soy oil is the number one selling oil in the world. It's cheap, easy to make, and when they make your French fries at, or your chicken nuggets at a fast food chain, the problem is oxidation one, okay? But the main thing for why we see so much lung cancer today is what we call aldehydes. So smoking, one was free radicals, oxidation, okay? You understand that? That's how we age. And you age rapidly with smoking. And then the second thing it did was aldehydes. Aldehydes specifically attack your lungs, lung cancer. Oh, but doc, we don't smoke as much. True. We got the memo. More people should get it. There isn't a doctor in the universe that would tell you to smoke. They used to. My doctor's favorite cigarettes were Camels. They used to advertise that. Anyway, don't want to get sidetracked. What I'm saying to you is this. One of the way this oil, the vegetable oil, the soy oil, I'm mentioning soy, but it could be corn oil, it could be safflower, it could be sunflower, it could be, all of these are seed oils. They're made in a vat. And what happens is that they create one of its side things. Fast foods is aldehydes. Very dangerous oil, guys. But you go to a dietitian, you go to 9 out of 10 gurus, and they'll look at the two of these things. I'm holding up the steak and I'm holding up this oil, and they'll go this good, this bad. Meaning the oil is good because it's not saturated, and steak bad, saturated. It's guys, it just goes against. It's a narrative that started more than 50 years ago. They've never been able to undo it in their minds. They can't undo it. They look at saturated fat and they go, that can't be good. It's going to clog up your arteries. This one looks like it's more slippery. Must be better for you. No, your body doesn't know what this is. It's soy oil is, you're putting a synthetic. I went and got my oil changed the other day. The guy goes, and I don't know anything about my car. He says, do you want oil? Natural oil, like oil from the ground, right? Or do you want synthetic? I said, well, what's my car called for? He said a semi-synthetic, a blend. Okay. I said, I don't know anything about my car. I said to the guy, I said to the guy, I can tell you about what oil you need in your body, though. And he looks at me like I got two heads. I said, I'm really good in the body. But as far as my car, I don't know. You tell me what I need to put in my car. He said, well, a semi-synthetic. You can spend a lot more money and put a full synthetic, but he said, you don't need to do that. Okay, I trust you, Doc. He seemed to know what he was talking about. So guys, listen. You cannot transport fat-soluble vitamins. What's a fat-soluble vitamin? Vitamin A, vitamin D, vitamin K. They're fat-soluble. They want to be transported. So your cell membranes like that. Do you know that your bones actually like saturated fat? Yeah, because bones. Okay, your bones. When you're having saturated fat, you got vitamin K2. It puts calcium in there, in your bones. You have this oil and you're leaving your calcium in your blood vessels where it doesn't belong. Protects your heart, protects your liver. Yeah, steak. It protects your liver. And you know what? Can I say another thing? This is really important too. For weight loss, I just want to tell you, weight loss, hello. Weight loss is not calories. You got it? It's not calories. No, doc? No, it's not calories. It's not, eat less and move more. That's been going on, guys, for almost 100 years. And it's been a colossal failure. What is the best weight loss? Change fuels. Change fat. Because when you eat saturated fat, did you know this? You don't need any insulin. Now, protein, you need insulin. But saturated fat, you don't even need insulin. Did you know that? If you don't need insulin, the more you use your insulin, the more you're going to gain weight, because insulin is a fat producer. When you eat carbs and sugars, you're going to use a lot of insulin. And when you have this in vegetable oil, in your chicken nuggets and your French fries, they're cooked in the wrong oil, guys. You can't reheat that oil. It produces even more oxidation. And you need insulin coming out your ears. Now, let me share something else. Okay? Let me share something else. In the last 40 years or so, you know what one of the fastest growing chronic diseases is? Okay? Now, we know heart disease. Are we winning the war on the heart disease? Nope, we're losing. Are we winning the war on cancer? Nope, we're losing. Are we winning the war on Alzheimer's? Nope, we're losing. Obviously, are we winning the war on diabetes? Oh, we're getting slaughtered. But here's one that is directly related to the oil we're using, the fat that we're using. I'm telling you. And that is autoimmune. Why do we see so much autoimmune today? From the gut, ulcerative colitis, to Crohn's, to the joints, rheumatoid arthritis, skin, scleroderma, eczema, psoriasis, Sjogren's. Why are we seeing lupus? Why are we seeing so much lupus? So many of these autoimmune, and even fibromyalgia to some extent is autoimmune. People are allergic to themselves. Their immune system turns on itself. Why? One of the biggest reasons are these guys, these oils, because your body doesn't know what it is. It doesn't. It's not a natural oil. Okay, it's not olive oil, guys. Okay? I laughed. I saw this the other day. I eat a balanced diet. I got a strip of bacon in both my hands. Okay, that's balanced. No, but I brought it out here, okay, because I got olive oil. What's the difference? Well, this is natural oil, cold pressed. It's extracted from the olives, and that's why you can heat it up. It doesn't denature because it's a natural oil. Now, it's what I don't like about olive oil. I mean, it's got oleic acid, it's got a fatty acid in it, but it's not a saturated fat. It's not a satisfied fat like a steak fat is or hamburger fat. It doesn't it drive you crazy when you go to the grocery store and all you can get is lean hamburger? Oh. See, my butcher friends, okay? I love butchers. I love farmers. You know, when farmers used to come into my office, I say, you owe me. What? They used to look at me like, what? You owe me. Send me check. Why? I said, because I push you guys all the time. I talk about your meat. I talk about your eggs. I talk about dairy all the time. Don't ditch dairy. Switch dairy. Get fat. Dairy fat is good for you. Not milk in the grocery store. Fat. Oh, Dr. Martin, I have fat-free milk. I said, yeah, and your brain is showing me that too. Okay. I never insulted my patients. I just teased them. Okay? I teased them. I wasn't really pulling their leg, though. I was telling them the truth with some sarcasm. Okay? It's the way I operate, guys. I'm sarcastic. I'm sorry. Okay? Some of my patients didn't get my sense of humor. Okay? Nah, but I was telling the truth. But that's one of the reasons we see so much autoimmune today. They changed the fat in the world. They got it wrong. And you guys got it right. Okay? You guys got it right. You're not a rabbit, so quit eating like a rabbit. A rabbit doesn't eat saturated fat. Doesn't need it. But you're not a rabbit. You need it. From your brain to your toes, you need saturated fat. Okay? Your kidneys can't function properly without saturated fat. Did you know that? Yeah. I mean, every organ in your body, your eyeballs. Okay. I know. You know, because I get pushback. You wouldn't believe the pushback I get. You know, there's a lot of places I'm not invited because, you know, I insist on telling people that they're wrong. My guru friends, I tell them, nah, you're wrong. You're wrong. A good steak is 10 times better than your salad. No, it's not. It's 100 times better. Now, is salad, did I tell you could never have salad? No, I didn't say that because people think I said that. I didn't say that. But don't live on it. There's nothing in it. Oh, Doc, I think I should juice green. Why? You're not a rabbit. Why do you want to juice green? You don't make cellulase. Did you know that? What's cellulase? Well, whenever you're having vegetables and you live on them, you need cellulase for the cellulose. It's an enzyme. Cellulase is an enzyme. You don't make it. Cows make it. That's why they eat grass, to make your steak. Rabbits eat salad. Why do they like it? Because they make cellulase. You don't. So I tell people, when you tell me you're made to live on vegetables, I tell you, no. No. You're not really. You don't even make the enzyme that you need. You learn that, by the way, in Nutrition 101 in the first month of school. But then they forget it because they have an agenda. Anyways, I promised myself I wouldn't give myself a migraine today and get too excited. Okay. So, what's a better fat? A saturated fat. It is do you like the title? It's a satisfied fat. And your body really likes it. Really likes it. That's why, and I used to use the word Eskimos, they don't get heart disease. They don't know what that is until they eat our diet. And by the way, just let me finish with this. Over in Asia, in the Middle East, they're dropping like flies when it comes to heart disease. And they didn't even know what that was. They got it, but not like we do. But guess what? We've introduced our diet to them. We exported McDonald's. And the results have been catastrophic. And I tell my First Nation friends, my Inuit friends, go back to the way you used to eat. Don't let white man feed you. We feed you bad. Because we got it wrong. And all you have to look at our population, and 88% of the population has some form of metabolic syndrome. Man, that is catastrophic. We spend all our time and energy talking about virus and virus and virus and virus, and the elephant in the room is our stinking metabolic health. It's horrendous. But it's not the narrative. Ooh, anyway. Okay. So guys, we love you. Do you think I just say that? I mean it. Okay? We love you. Are you a member of the private Facebook group? Well, join today. Get your friends. Get your family. Have you got a copy of The Reset? The Metabolic Reset book? The diet your doctor won't share with you. That is guaranteed, just about. Although I have convinced some doctors. Okay? And download comes automatically. The Doctor's In podcast on your smartphone. I'm not that smart, but I got a smartphone. Okay? Okay, guys. Talk to you soon.